Vayne is a really cool character, but do you know everything about her? Today, I will explain you Vayne. The passive is quite simple, you get movement speed while walking towards enemies, so in this case I walk towards him and I have more movement speed, but if I walk backwards, I don't. You can check it by seeing the movement speed here. Walk towards him, 360. Walk backwards to him, 330. This helps out a lot when you want to reach enemies, and it helps out a lot when it comes to 1v1s as well, because basically the enemy can never walk away from you. Vayne tumble is pretty simple as well. You basically have an empowered auto along with a dash ability. You can dash wherever you want, right, left, up, down, and after that you will get an improved auto for around 2-3 seconds where you deal improved damage. Remember that the tumble damage gets scaled based on your AD, so playing on it is not the best build for Vayne. Some people might actually think that it's the best way to play here, Blade of the Ruined King is, so your Q scales on AD, your ultimate does increase your attack damage, your E deals AD damage, so the champion is naturally a full AD character, and the more AD you have, the more every spell of yours will deal more damage. The tumble also does scale with some AP, so of course going on it is not necessarily wrong, but you're gonna shift a lot the damage on your W. Vayne W is pretty simple as well. Every third auto, you're gonna see some rings near the character. At the third auto, it will explode and deal a percentage of the max HP of the enemy. This is based on level, and it's gonna be true damage, meaning that the resistances of the enemy are not important when you're dealing damage in this way. Usually I will play an on-hit W build max only if you're playing against 3 melee characters or more, because else it doesn't feel like you're able to hit as much as you should with Vayne, since the character has really low range, and some other champions could outrange you, meanwhile you're doing this really long fight trying to kill tanks. The best rune for Vayne is press the attack because of that. You can do this tiny simple trick of trade, which is auto, Q, and then auto, and you're gonna proc both PTA and your W at the same time, dealing an explosive number of damage, especially if you're playing crit. Another tiny trick that I didn't remember to mention is that when you wanna hit the enemy for sure and you're tumbling, you have to click on the enemy first. For example, in this case, I wanna tumble and click on him. I'm gonna press on him, right click, and then Q. And as you can see, as soon as I reach him, I'm gonna auto him right away. If we add up the flash, this is how it looks. And so in this way, we're kind of cancelling the auto. But imagine we're doing it in this way. It just feels so much worse. Vayne is one of my favorite abilities. It helps you out a lot to have an insane 1v1 potential, but it's also a double-edged sword. If you play it in a bad way, you're gonna make distance to the enemy or simply fuck up completely whatever you were doing. So I will say that this is more for people that already have some knowledge with Vayne. In case you're not really good at it, I would simply try to not use it as much as you should. In general, it's a pretty simple spell. You press C, and if there's a wall, they're gonna get double damaged. So there's the first phase of the damage, the second phase is if they hit the wall, and there's also gonna be a stun. From here, the kill is pretty much secured. Every time you get a condemn on the wall, most of the times you already won. So it's about understanding how to apply it consistently. Here I wanna show you an example of a cheese that I've done many times in my life when playing bot side. Let's suppose that the enemy is coming back to the lane and you're cheesing here in this bush. You can do ult Q, go on his back, and then E him to the wall. In this way, you have 100% sure that you're gonna do a perfect condemn. The condemn is really strong when people don't know that they're gonna get hit by hit. It's pretty much the same as when you see a poppy, and when you see the poppy, you don't wanna stay near the wall, you're just gonna stay to the center. But what if you don't see the Vayne? What if you're Fog of War? And you suddenly come to a point where Vayne just condemns you right away. You already lost the fight right away. And that's what you want to achieve. You want to achieve a fight where you start with condemn, going invisible, and the enemy doesn't know where you are. Vayne ultimate is really strong. You basically have more attack damage for 8 seconds, which is extended if you take more kills. On top of that, your passive gives you more movement speed towards enemies, and your tumble makes you invisible, and you have more CDR. I mean, this spell is completely broken, whatever. The most important thing about ultimate, again, is the fact that you can go invisible. This makes it so that you can make insane plays on Fog of War. When you play Vayne, 99% of the value that you're gonna get is by playing side lane, a crit build, and killing people. Don't feel wrong on playing and trying out as much as you can with this champion, because that's the essence of Vayne. Did you enjoy the video? Did you like it? Make sure to leave a like or comment if you enjoyed. And if you need any help on which build to play with Vayne, I am here.